We are seeing a really massive shift in the relationship between two global giants, India and the United Kingdom. And you can forget the old historical baggage, because according to a major diplomatic address, a completely new chapter is being written, like right now. This one sentence, it just perfectly nails the transformation. It's a signal that they're deliberately moving away from all the complexities of the past and looking toward a future built on shared goals. And trust me, this isn't just some empty diplomatic jargon. It's basically the mission statement for a totally revitalized partnership, one that could honestly reshape alliances.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with what this transformed partnership actually looks like and the exceptional year that really kicked it all off. Then we'll dive into the 5 main pillars that are its blueprint, check out the crucial human connection they call the living bridge, and finally, see how it's all leading to a shared vision for a greener planet.
Okay, let's start with the big picture. The entire story between India and the UK is being rewritten. It's a very conscious decision to stop rereading old, complicated chapters and instead start co-authoring a brand new future together. I mean, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? We're moving from this tangled, complicated historical association, which is really just a diplomatic way of nodding to a difficult past, to the firm handshake of a dynamic and forward-looking partnership. The main thing to get here is that both nations have decided that what they can build together is way more important than what once stood between them. So, how did this all happen so fast? Well, this wasn't some slow, gradual shift that took decades. Nope. This transformation was basically cemented over what's being called an exceptional year of nonstop activity. Just look at how fast things were moving. You had India's Prime Minister in the UK, and then boom, a major UK delegation in Mumbai just a couple of months later. This wasn't just diplomatic sightseeing. This was about building real momentum, turning ambition into actual action, and locking in this new relationship with incredible speed. And all that rushing around, it led to some really concrete results. Case in point, they signed a historic, comprehensive economic and trade agreement. This is not just another trade deal, okay? It's a foundational document for their future economic partnership, a real, tangible win from all that diplomatic energy. So, with that foundation in place, what's the plan? Well, it's not about vague promises. There's a super clear strategic blueprint called Vision 2035, and it's all built on 5 core pillars. And here they are. First up, growth, to fuel both economies. Second, technology and innovation, so they can partner on what's next. Third, defense and security, for a safer world. Fourth, climate and clean energy, to tackle the biggest challenge on the planet. And finally, number 5, education, building those connections for the next generation. It's a seriously comprehensive roadmap that hits on pretty much every priority for a modern nation. Let's just zoom in on technology for a second. We're not talking about old tech here. They're getting deep into cutting-edge fields like AI and securing the supply of critical minerals. I mean, the actual building blocks of our digital future. They're actively getting ready to take on 21st century challenges together. And on the defense and security front, we have another huge milestone. For the first time ever, the two countries have adopted a defense industrial roadmap. This is a really big deal. It goes way beyond just simple military exercises. It points toward joint development and production, which is a sign of some seriously deep strategic trust. Now, what about that education pillar? Well, it can be summed up, for now at least, by this one number: 9. What on earth could that represent? It represents 9 top-tier UK universities that got the green light to set up campuses right there in India. And this isn't some far-off plan. It's already happening. Southampton University has already opened its doors and welcomed its first students. That is a massive step in educational teamwork. But look, policy and strategy, that's only part of the story. The real strength of this relationship, as the source makes really clear, comes from something much more personal. It comes from the human connection. And this number, wow, this number grounds the whole idea. 1.9 million people. That's how big the Indian diaspora is in the United Kingdom. A huge community that forms the bedrock of this entire connection. And this is exactly why they're called the living bridge. It's not just a number on a page. This community is actively creating cultural exchanges, business ties, and this deep personal understanding between the two nations, which creates what's described as a very special bond. And finally,
Let's look at where their values really line up on one of the most critical issues of our time, the environment. And this isn't just about policy. It's about a shared vision that's shown through some really powerful symbolic actions.
What's so cool here is how aligned they are at the very top. On one side, you have King Charles's lifelong, passionate commitment to sustainability. And on the other, you have Prime Minister Modi's mission life, which is this global push to get individuals to take pro-planet actions. These two powerful visions just click. They really resonate with each other. And this connection was captured in these beautifully simple gestures. India's Prime Minister gifted a tree sapling to the king, and the king, in turn, did the exact same thing for the Prime Minister on his birthday. Now, these might seem like small acts, but in the world of diplomacy, they are powerful symbols of a shared promise to protect our planet for everyone who comes next. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, what we're seeing is the birth of a newly defined strategic partnership. Two incredibly influential nations are consciously moving past their history to build a future based on tech, security, and shared values. And that leaves us with a really critical question. As this bond gets stronger and stronger, what are the ripple effects going to be on the global stage?